Or is this full-time MMA now?
I love full-time MMA right now.
Full-time MMA?
MMA,
Nothing
yeah.
else?
My life, man, yeah.
Back to the daily grind, and shout out to the full-time patrons. Make sure to hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not a baby back bagel biting bitch boy, cause you know what time it is. It's full time.
MMA.
Former UFC bantamweight kingpin Dominick Cruz was scheduled to face Jimmy Rivera at, I believe, UFC 219, but he was forced out of the fight when he broke his arm in training. Now Dominick Cruz is sharing his time frame for a UFC return and discussing potential opponents. Now Aljamain Sterling isn't one person that came to mind, because after Aljamain Sterling's last win over Brett Johns, he actually called Dominick Cruz out in the octagon. But if you listen to what Dominick Cruz has to say, we might actually be looking at a different fight, as Dominick Cruz wants a top 5 opponent and then a title shot. This is what he had to say. I think that Moraes is up there. I think there's a couple of guys. It's just a matter of when the doctor clears me and when I'm ready to fight. I'm trying to be back before the end of the year, and I haven't been cleared by any doctor, so I'm just trying to listen to the doctor on this one so I don't postpone my comeback. Now, Dominick Cruz also went on to say that he would like to, fight a top 5 guy because he still feels like he's up there for a title shot, but he might have to get a win under his belt before that. And we do know Cody Garbrandt and TJ Dillashaw are going to be squaring off in a rematch for that belt at UFC 227 in LA. So in the meantime, or sometime later this year, Dominick Cruz would like to fight a top 5 opponent, which would put him back in line for a title shot to possibly reclaim his belt. Dominick Cruz's career has been plagued by injuries, which is unfortunate. We've missed a lot of time of Dominick Cruz's fighting career with injuries. That's how he lost the belt, actually, and then he reclaimed it from TJ Dillashaw. But since then, he lost it to Cody Garbrandt, and he's been injured in training since then. So it's going to be good to see Dominick Cruz back, looking like it'll be at the end of this year. As far as who's next, looking at the top 5 right here, you have Jimmy Rivera, who's coming off of that loss to Marlon Moraes. Pretty brutal KO, head kick KO in the first round, Marlon Moraes. So also, there's another potential 2 opponents up there, though. Marlon Moraes and Rafael Assunção. Now, those are the other 2 names. It could be either one of those. Rafael Assunção is on a 3-fight winning streak since losing to TJ Dillashaw. And so Rafael Assunção could very well be Dominick Cruz's next fight. But if you're talking about momentum, we could be looking at Marlon Moraes, as he just got that head kick KO. Before that, he had a devastating KO over Aljamain Sterling. And Marlon Moraes has been looking great himself as a potential bantamweight title challenger. Now, as far as these 3 guys, these 3 guys are going to have to, fight it out to see who's the next #1 contender, because it's not clear-cut right now. So I think out of those 3 guys, like let's say Rafael Assunção and Marlon Moraes fight next, and Dominick Cruz doesn't have an opponent, out of those guys, I think the winner of Rafael Assunção versus Marlon Moraes would be next up for the title fight. You know what I'm saying? So it really depends when Dominick Cruz comes back and who out of these top 3 in the guys in this top 5 actually schedules for a fight before UFC 227. So it's either going to be Rafael Assunção, Marlon Moraes, or Dominick Cruz. And if one of them want to propel themselves forward and make their claim for that next title shot, then they might want to be trying to schedule a fight sooner rather than later. Hell, if I'm Marlon Moraes and Rafael Assunção, and I know Dominick Cruz isn't back right now, but I know he's going to be coming back looking for a title shot, then I'm trying to get that fight booked ASAP. If I'm Marlon Moraes or Rafael Assunção, like, yo, let's expedite this process. If I'm Marlon Moraes, fuck it, I got to get one more fight in before a title shot. Let's get it in, because as of right now, it's going to be like a game of who fights next. Because if Dominick Cruz versus Rafael Assunção happens and Dominick Cruz gets a win, then he might leapfrog Marlon Moraes, who is in the running for the next title shot right now. So this is going to be interesting to see what happens in this bantamweight division, especially after UFC 227, which is a rematch between Garbrandt and Dillashaw. And hell, if Garbrandt wins that, we could either be looking at a trilogy with TJ, or he could want to go to another division, you know, for a champ versus champ super fight. So who knows what's going to happen. But Dominick Cruz is looking to come back by the end of the year, which is going to be good to see. So with that being said, man, it is what it is. I'll keep you guys updated. Make sure you subscribe if you're new, and let the full-time family know what you think in the comments. And as always, thanks for checking out this video. If you're new, or if you're just slacking on your pimping, make sure you hit the subscribe button and also hit the notification bell next to it so you're notified every time I upload a video. And if you want to help support this independent channel, you can either click the PayPal button in the description, or you can go to patreon.com/fulltimemma and consider becoming a patron. I'm out.
This is #1 bullshit.